look to your left, you will see that magnificent shape of the B-17 Flying Fortress Suffolk. B-17 flown today by Dakota, kept in the air like a sailing boat with wonderful crew. You can see the long bay doors opening there. If it wasn't for a legal loophole in January 1936, we would not see that aeroplane. Eventually, over 12,700 built, 15 different variants built by Boeing, Douglas, the Vega division of Lockheed Aircraft, and served with over 15 air arms. However, it is its use as part of the 8th Air Force in bombing Europe and defeating Germany that this aircraft is most remembered. 4 1200 horsepower Wright Cyclones, up to 13 50 caliber Browning machine guns, 4,500 pounds of bombs, or in an overload, 17,000 pounds. This is a B-17G, which next month it celebrates its 80th birthday. And it is a wonderful sight here today, and a tribute to all of those men and women who flew in them, who manufactured them, and those who perished.
So Sally is undoubtedly Europe's most well-known and most loved historical bird, and 2025 represents a milestone in their history. Along with her owner, Ellie Sally, they're celebrating 50 years of flying at air shows in the UK and Europe, which is an extraordinary achievement. And the remarkable feat of keeping a large four-engine World War II bomber airworthy for half a century is down to the determination and emotion of Danish-born Ellie Sandbo and her tiny team of volunteers. For 50 years, she has fought the battle of finding spares, raising money, and at times fighting the authorities to keep this magnificent bird in the air as a living memorial to the sacrifice paid by the thousands of Allied airmen during the Second World War. And in return, Ellie had one of the engine cowlings painted in checkerboard livery as a memorial to her beloved Ted, a design that was on his heart. Should she sell it, or should she continue with plans to operate it? And thankfully for us, she not only managed to keep her flying, but also created one of the most magnificent air displays in living history, the Great Warbirds Air Display, which featured Sally Lee as its centrepiece.
First operational use of the B-17 was actually in the Pacific Theatre. Used in the Philippines campaign. A very short time after the bombing of Pearl Harbor, the aircraft were then withdrawn to Australia. In its first mission over Europe, 12 B-17s of the 97th Bomb Group, led by Major Paul Tibbets, with General Ira Eager of Reserve, attacked the marshalling yards at Rouen. Tibbets later went on to to fly the B-29 Enola Gay that dropped the first atomic bomb at Hiroshima. This aircraft was vastly different to the earlier models. With machine-mounted 50 caliber machine guns, tail turret. Its major use was in the precision daylight raids over Europe. They used a few in the Pacific, but it was considered inferior in the Pacific for some reason, and relegated to beautifully demonstrating the fighter.
And if you've loved this display, do look up Sally Lee on the website. You can become a member of Sally Lee's Angels Society.
That is a tribute to all of those pilots, navigators, bomber aimers, all of the crew who lost their lives during operations over Europe. Where all of those battles were fought 80 years ago today, the misery that was inflicted by a tyrant and the destruction, I hope we're soon very much more than that.
So there goes the B-17 bomber Sally B, flew with the US Army Air Force, now on its way back to Duxford, which is where it is based here in the UK.
Memorial flight Avro, Lancaster. The aircraft today is flown by Flight Lieutenant Seb Davey, co-pilot Flight Lieutenant Janie Jackson, the navigator, Flight Lieutenant Chris Strodley, and the engineer squadron leader, Jim Stokes. As part of a batch of 500 Lancasters manufactured by Vickers Armstrong at the Broughton factory, Chester, delivered the 31st of May 1945. It was intended for use in the Far East with Tiger Force, but the capitulation of Japan saw that not come to fruition. It was modified as a photo reconnaissance aircraft, sent to number 82 Squadron and used in the East and South Africa. Unsuccessful Manchester. The majority of Lancasters were produced with Merlin engines, however some models used the Bristol Hercules sleeve valve radio. Some 3,249 Lancasters were lost on operations, equipping 68 squadrons, including units from the British Commonwealth nations. Viaducts, all weapons factories, and dropping Chuck just prior to the D-Day landings, which performed a vital role in deceiving the enemy. 4 1,280 horsepower Rolls-Royce Merlins, range of 2,200 nautical miles, and an incredibly long way. This is one of the most famous bombers that will ever be. Battle Flight, renamed the Battle Memorial Flight in November 1973. The international nature of the rebuild of this aircraft includes a mid-upper turret that was obtained from Argentina. This aircraft is loaned to the memory of all those crews who fought in Lancasters and those who perished.
With the Lancaster, and I asked one of the ones that most about the aircraft.
One day soon, we hope to see 2 Lancasters flying here at the Midlands Air Festival. One shots of this aircraft here at the Midlands Air Festival. As the aircraft comes in, give them a huge wave, and they can't hear you, but a big round of applause for the Battle Memorial Flight, Avro Lancaster. An unforgettable sight.
There we have it, the Avro Lancaster leader in service with the Battle of Britain Memorial Flight at RAF Coningsby in Lincolnshire, celebrating its 80th birthday on the 31st of May 2025. Now have a Dakota coming in, it's ready for duty, it's come over from the USA for the 80th anniversary of victory in Europe.
Douglas, but also Royce was manufactured by Suffolk, Russian airline too. And ironically also produced by Sharp, particularly when we prior to World War II, there were about 400 around the world, and also they were mainly operated on the then longest scheduled air service in the world, Amsterdam, Jakarta to Sydney, Australia. wasn't until August 1939 that the US Army Air Corps received the first militarised B-17. The designations changed all over the place. It was fitted with the rifle cyclone engine. At a speed of about 224 miles an hour, they were terribly quick. And it had a payload capacity of about 8,000 pounds. Extremely versatile, they could carry light artillery and under these over to become gliders. Very handy. Center gravity in the right spot. Just fair open spots. Very strange sight seeing these without engines.
We now have a Rolls-Royce Spitfire just about to come over Midlands Air Festival here at Ragley Hall.
We're ready as the minister to do as he finds his wings against the sun. She climbs upon two towers of cloud, burst into the sun blue, and sing our hearts out to voices loud, an ode to Britain's battling view. She rolls the clouds around, perfect lines,
Suffolk Spitfire, that beautiful demonstration on a wonderful machine, and that is really a survival.